tea and a warm welcome to me. यहाँ हैदराबाद में तो काफी सर्दी है यार. It's pretty cold here in Hyderabad. Let us know, where have you logged in from? I wish you a very warm weather. Yeah, just let us know you are here. We would love to acknowledge your presence. Yeah. Yes, please share the live link with your friends, colleagues. Yes. Okay, keep coming. Okay. Well, so very, very good afternoon, everybody. A little warm welcome to each one of you who are joining us today. So, hearty welcome to our 3S student success stories. Okay, so we call it as 3S student success stories. So, it's a special initiative by iLead Tax Academy where we bring real journeys, real struggles, and real success stories, of professionals who have built successful, meaningful careers through focus, discipline, and right choices. So, people, this platform is not about theory, okay? So, don't ask me any technical questions here. Okay, so don't ask us, any technical questions here. Try to gain, from the experience of the people, who are coming here. These are all, our students, our very own students, who have become professionals, becoming entrepreneurs. So it is about possibility and not just, about some theory. So it's about showing our students, that global careers, entrepreneurship, and professional excellence are definitely achievable, irrespective of age, background, and starting point. So if you remember, in our last 3S story, we had a 61-year-old student complete his EA. So there are very, very unique people, in our show. There are many are lined up. So I'm truly excited. Sorry, I'm running with little cold. Well, if you are a student, a working professional, somebody who's a CA, CMA, CS, MBA, commerce graduate, or anyone who is landed on this particular link, trying to explore what is US taxation, accounting, or global finance careers all about, I think, today's session will give you clarity, confidence, and a little direction towards it. I strongly encourage you to stay till the end because the journey you are about to hear is extremely relevant for today's generation. Well, today I'm very, very happy and honored to host a distinguished professional whose journey truly represents, the new age global Indian accountant. That's the title I want to give this person, the new age, global Indian accountant. So, our guest speaker, for today is Mr. Gopalakrishna Mahesh. So, extend your greetings to him. Let's welcome him to the show. Now, before I welcome, let me give you a brief intro about Mahesh. He has three names, so I don't know which name to call him, Gopal, Krishna, and Mahesh. So I picked up the last name, so I hope he is comfortable with that. Or Krishna. So Mahesh is a chartered accountant from India. He's a CPA from USA and also an enrolled agent, license holder from the Internal Revenue Service. Now, in addition to his professional qualifications, he is also an entrepreneur who has successfully built accounting and advisory firms across India, USA, and Middle East, especially Dubai. So he is the founder of Financial Crest in India and in USA, a partner in FinCrest Management consultancy in Dubai, and also co-founder of FinBasics Education, contributing actively to financial education, and mentorship. So, what truly sets Mahesh apart is not just his qualification, but his clarity at an early age. So, his global vision, his ability to combine technical excellence, with communication and leadership, this sets him apart. He's also an award-winning speaker who has addressed thousands of students across national and international platforms. Mahesh's journey is extremely relevant, for students who want to build global careers without waiting for decades. for it to happen. And for professionals who want to understand how EA and CPA can be practically used in the real world, I think this show is for you. So, Mahesh, a very warm welcome to 3S Student Success Stories. We are glad to have you with us today. Let me bring you, Mahesh, onto the screen, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so that's Mahesh with us.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my hearty welcome. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you so much to you for having me here today, sir. It's a pleasure for me.
Pleasure too. So, which part of India are you from, Mahesh?
I'm based out of Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu.
How is the weather there? Here, though, it is pretty cold in Hyderabad.
Pretty much the same, sir. Coimbatore is always known for its pleasant climate. So we are very close to Ooty. So we always enjoy a pleasant climate. Even summers are bearable here.
Ah, true. Yeah, Ooty and Coimbatore, yes, definitely. And this definitely, I think, it's a travel time now, right? With
Yes, yes. A lot of
days.
vacation holiday plans.
Yeah. So, such a inspiring story, Mahesh. Triple qualified. Huh? So, well,
Thank
so
you.
before we begin with, can you briefly introduce yourself and walk us through your professional journey so far, for our students and audience to understand?
All right. You've already given an introduction, but just from my end, I'll keep it brief. So my name is Gopalakrishna Mahesh, and I'm a chartered accountant by qualification. And then I did my CPA Australia, and then
Aha.
I also entered into, yeah, it's not US,
Oh,
CPA
okay.
Australia, and then, enrolled agent course from the IRS. So I run my company called Financial Crest, which is based out of headquartered in Coimbatore, and we have our branches in US and Dubai.
Hmm.
So primarily, we are into international taxation and cross-border structuring, helping a lot of companies in setting up their units abroad and managing their compliances too. And the second thing is a KPO service that we provide for accountants, worldwide accountants, helping them in their offshoring process. So this is what my professional and professional from the professional side, and always proud to say a student of iLead Academy from Nanda sir. So that had opened up a lot of opportunities after I completed my enrolled agency course. Of course, we'll talk about that in detail going forward.
Good. You covered three countries: India, Australia, and USA. Very good. Sorry, I told CPA USA. Yeah, I just missed.
No problem.
Yeah, yeah. So you became a CA and then quickly added CPA Australia and then EA from USA. So what gave you this clarity so early in your career?
So, pretty much from day one, I didn't want to become a traditional chartered accountant, how they perceive in India.
Hmm.
That was the vision from day one.
Hmm.
So, opportunities when I was doing my own research, a lot of opportunities were more on the global taxation front and global accounting perspective. So I decided why not we give it a try in this. And considering the age, okay, let us take a risk for about 3-4 years. If it clicks, this is the path that we're going. If not, we always have a lot of other options to do. And I was always fascinated towards working with multinational companies, with people from different geographical backgrounds, different time zones. So that was always a fascination. When you see movies, you see a lot of people in MNCs doing some board meetings. You have live meetings happening with different countries. So that was always a fascination, and so that was the motivation behind it. And over the period, I also learned that the demand for Indian accountants is always high in various parts of the world. One thing is they are very sure that Indian accountants are very skilled
Hmm.
because we have the most difficult tax system here, difficult accounting system and tax system here.
Doubted.
So any country in the world you will be able to handle. That is the confidence that other countries perceive on us.
So kudos to CS. What? So today we are living in such a era wherein completing CA itself is tough. Now you have taken up all these courses. So at what point did you realize that global taxation and cross-border works, would be your long-term focus than just confining, to some Indian practice in Coimbatore?
Correct. So, with all respect to the CA professionals, there are a lot of big stalwarts who have achieved a lot after the CA. But when it comes to the effort and the earning ratio, that is primary. When you're looking at a career,
Yeah.
it is all about creating how much efforts you're putting, what are you earning.
Hmm.
As I earlier said, a lot of people who have achieved after CA, they have achieved big heights.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the access at a very young age,
Hmm.
CA takes time to build a career.
Yep.
Uh, it can support you to a vision to an extent, but it is something like a medical professional. 40 years, 50 years is the when you are a senior professional. Of course, you have all the knowledge when you qualify, but it is only when the earnings multiply when you're a senior in the professional.
Yeah.
But when it comes to cross-border taxation, working with other countries, let's even primarily US, you have a lot of opportunities, and the access to these kind of works is available at a very young age. So this is where it makes a very big difference when you have a qualification from another country. So when you qualify your enrolled agency course, you are competent enough to handle anything and everything for the US tax aspect and the accounting aspect. So a person who is qualified, has 20 years of experience, the earnings, you have the access to earn that right from the day one, even at a very younger age. So that was a primary NPT, I would say, when talking about global accounting and taxation. The second thing is the amount of opportunities and demand that is coming up.
Hmm.
I'm sure most of the viewers would have seen that there's a big accountants shortage in the US sector.
Hmm.
A lot of US citizens and residents, they're second generation, third generation, they're not getting enrolled into this profession. They want more profession which are youthful, creative vibe and all. They don't want this accounting numbers, Excel.
Yeah.
So a lot of opportunities is now being offshored, and with the current visa regulations, unable to get a job there, it is more easier for us to operate from our own home country. We are able to do that work and earn on those levels. So that was the second aspect.
So how did you decide the sequence, like CA from India, then CPA from Australia, then EA from USA? So would you recommend the same path to students, or how is it?
So when I completed my CA was primary. When I completed my CA, that is when I decided, let us get into global taxation and accounting. So I wanted to focus on that. With regard to CPA Australia, I chose that initially because the CA has a agreement with the CPA Australia team. So we have a lot of papers of exemption. We only need to qualify about two papers. When you have completed Indian CA, you have an exemption route. So initially, I went ahead with that. But over the course of time, I realized that countries like Australia, the demand is not much higher because there are a lot of opportunities, lot of businesses in the US,
Hmm.
US, UK, Middle East is where a lot of things are happening.
Hmm.
They decide how the world has to move.
Hmm.
So that is when I decided. I think US is the place where we have a lot of opportunities coming up, and any qualification aligned to that will open more doors for us. So that was the time I was doing some research and came across the enrolled agency course. Since I already had a background from the accounting side, I thought, why not just do an EA and understand the taxation aspect first? Because getting into CPA, yes, there are a lot of people would weigh opportunities between EA and CPA, but EA is as equal to a CPA. That's what I feel, because all the subjects that you have learned in accounting and tax is already there in enrolled agency course. And once again, as a CPA, you will be stuck to within a state
Hmm.
because it's a state specific license that they grant you.
Yeah.
But whereas enrolled agency gives you the freedom to work with clients from different states. So that is why I went ahead with EASR. So I wouldn't suggest going in the same route. If the opportunities at US is what you're aiming at, I think any people after their graduation can directly come into enrolled agency course, because that is going to give them a lot of opportunities, and it is it is a complete package of all the tax laws that is available in the US, both corporation and individual. So it gives enough and maximum of knowledge that you require to start your career or run your practice in the US.
Okay. So you were saying that somebody who is a chartered accountant, he just needs to clear some two papers of CPA Australia, and they will be CPA Australia.
Yes.
Okay, good. So from a practical point of view, so how does EA from USA differ from CPA from Australia in terms of work, authority, and opportunities?
So both are very diverse markets. So in terms of CPA Australia, the reliance was more on the ethical aspect of doing a business.
Hmm.
So the content there, the educational curriculum content there was completely based on how ethical you are, what kind of decision you are supposed to take with regard to the compliance, what kind of directorial role you're supposed to. It's more into consulting side. But whereas in EA, it is pure technical. It is about taxation. How do you help your clients save tax? What is the amount that they're going to ultimately pay? So it is not more about running the business. It is about the final outcome, filing the tax returns, and how you can structure that out so that you can help them save taxes legally. So these are completely two different happen in Australia. There are 5,000 and 10,000 companies in US which require your support. And there is a vast cultural difference is what I felt. In Australia, the outsourcing has just begun, sir. They are not very much open to outsourcing. They still want to keep it in-house. They still want people coming into their office, getting the work done. They are not very open on data sharing. But whereas in the US, it is a proven and tested model. They know what value Indian community provide. They know how the offshoring model works. Thanks to the software community also, a lot of operations have
Yeah.
with the software has happened in India. So they know how this process works. Everybody there knows how this is going to work. So it's not something new that you have to go and pitch in. It's all about winning their trust and confidence.
Yeah.
So the cultural difference was much more easier in US when we compare it with Australia.
Okay. So in your words, the efforts to earning ratio is better EA or CPA Australia?
Sir, I would say EA is better because once again, I would like to reiterate that enrolled agency with the three papers that we complete, it gives complete access to the entire tax system in the US.
Yeah.
And the amount of tax, the number of taxpayers, the number of entities in US, the number of people who want the support of enrolled agency, number of IRS representations that you can do is at least 100x more than the amount of work that is available in Australia. So that way,
Good.
EA definitely opens a lot of doors easily for us, and it can help us in getting the right amount of earnings that we want to have in the due course.
How do you think, as a professional, we can create awareness, for our youth in India? Because, the other day I met a Swiggy person, he's a graduate. Communication is good. Communication is good. So he is doing that also, as a part time.
Okay.
So how can we create awareness, about these courses? Because you've also been a faculty, so you have a teacher in you. Because many people don't know. We say, EA and all, maybe, the CPA, they may know a little. CA, though, most likely they will know. But how can we create, awareness about these courses?
Sir, one thing that I would like to share is after I qualified EA, five of our employees in our office have enrolled in EA course with iLead, and right now three of them have also qualified. So,
good.
So that's a. Yeah. I'm an advisor here myself.
Thank you very much.
So primarily, when I talk with people, the enrolled agency course, only people who do a bit of research on US tax laws, who want to understand what they have to study, only they are aware of the EA course. So that's a primary issue that I found out. Second thing, today's generation, what I find is that a lot of people have an adverse impact on accountants and tax. They think this job is a very boring job. It is just looking at Excel numbers and tax sheets for 8 hours a day, and it is just sitting on the desk and doing nothing. So that is why a lot of people today prefer the creative side of it. But people winning on the creative side is very minimum. We know the truth. Everybody, they may start a content creation platform, but I don't think everybody can succeed in that. But when you complete your course, you are guaranteed of something in your profession in life. So these are the things that I try to stress upon when I talk with my fellow colleagues and youngsters. So one thing is how it is easier to complete when you compare with other professional courses. When you compare it with CPA, CCA, CA, I think it is at least 60-70% easier than the other courses that I've mentioned. Next thing, you can write it paper by paper. You are ready with individual taxes, you can just give that for now. And even if you have completed one paper of the three, you can still start your career with whatever you have completed. That is one thing which the other courses will never give you. If I have completed my individual taxes, I can very well go join a firm and start preparing 1040s or individual tax returns for them, and I am treated on par with a qualified professional. So that way, you get an easy access. Third thing, uh, the time to complete the course at least 50% lower than other courses. If you have full time with you, if you can put in every day of your preparation for EA course, I think a lot of people even complete within 3 to 4 months if they get the exam slots. So no other course gives you this benefit. And finally, always it comes to the earnings part, because ultimately you are studying to make money. That is the hard truth. So even if you deny we are going to help our clients, ultimately it is to make money. So with this course, you are able to make the same amount of money which a professional from a CA background, CPA background, ACCA background can make with their qualification. So these are 5 points that I try to stress upon with my colleagues and friends to put them under the EA course, because that is going to open up a lot of things for them, and they can be on par with global professionals.
Good, very insightful. Tell us something about your family.
So my none of my family members are from the financial background, and my dad is into textile business. So he told me that you get into a different field, and you don't have to come into the same field. Textile is not going very well, so I think you should find a different field for yourself. And he brainwashed me into coming into CA, and somehow I found interest in business. I found interest in numbers, learning balance sheets, how different entities work, and I came into this. My wife is also a chartered accountant by profession.
Nice.
Yeah. And I have a 2-year-old at home, very troublesome, running behind him at the moment. So that is pretty much on my family there.
Very good, very good. So how did you manage studying, kid, everything?
Well, primarily what I had in mind was any learning. I think we should not stop learning at any point of time, because a lot of people in my friends, when they complete CA, they think a Himalayan task is done. No more of learning in my life. I can't do more than this. So I never had that mindset, because the day you stop learning, I think your career is over the same day. So learning keeps going as a part of your career. Even people who just do enrolled agency course, that is why you have this concept of continuous learning and CPE credits that the IRS has brought in, because when there is an update, you need to keep updating yourself. So that was there in my mindset from day one. So I always ensured that I kept learning, I kept updating myself, not only with regard to the professional aspect of it, also in terms of technological aspect, how we can use different kinds of softwares, how we can automate a lot of things, because today that is more important when you are running a business. Knowledge is one aspect of it. You have a lot of people to support you in that, but learning different aspects of running a business is also is very necessary to ensure that you have a sustainable practice.
True, true. How important is communication, AI, and things like that? Apart from this education, because people, I see some chartered accountants also, with all due respect, they have qualified all the papers, but they are not able to introduce themselves.
Correct.
They are not able to present their own firm. They just give a card and help us to understand. I'm Bond, James Bond types. So
Okay.
they're not able to present that. So communication is a barrier, and I see that with a lot of MBAs also. I'm not talking about premium institutes, IIM, IITs, and all small ones. Like something local. So how can we, tell these people, work on your communication, leverage AI, and especially interpersonal skills and things like that, involving with the leader, aligning with the management's vision and things like that. So as somebody who's a teacher, professional, and an entrepreneur, what's your say on that?
Sir, in a very light note, we usually have a conversation among our CA professionals where we say MBAs are able to market themselves much better than us. So,
100%.
I think-
100%.
so that was a big drawback for a lot of chartered accountants because chartered accountancy course was focused only on prior when I was doing my CA course 7 8 years back. It was focused only on learning taxes, accounting, structuring, equity, and all those things. There was never this concept of interpersonal skills, communication skills, and the other things. But in today, they have also understood the value of it, and the
Hmm?
CA course now comes with interpersonal communication skills and soft skills required for their business. But coming to the point, when it comes to your career, I think it is 70% is your communication that is going to bring in business or help you grow the ladder in the corporate that you're going to work. Sir, I remember day one. I think first 2 3 classes when I was going through the iLead videos, you took the US map and you were explaining what state it is, and you helped us pronounce each and every state. At that point of time, I was wondering why is this being brought into the classes because we are learning about taxes. But believe me, sir, the first client that I got was from Massachusetts.
Hmm.
Hadn't I known that, I wouldn't have been able to pronounce Massachusetts properly with him. So that is
Yeah.
I know why Nanda sir brought the map and he told every state.
Yeah, I mean, we were the only ones, to start off with the US topography. So I used to do it from my training days. And now I see, most of our students are also, trying to start an academy and things like that. I wish them all the best.
Very few states, Massachusetts, Oklahoma. I don't think he will be able to pronounce that even
And yeah,
had if we not
all
attended
these
that.
are like high risk pronunciation words. You misspelled or mistold, mispronounced, we will be
I don't know if it's
definitely disconnected.
mispronounced. I think we have lost that client on the first conversation itself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's why I make sure that I cover those and the visa elements also. All these are not in
Yes.
the book. I mean, it's not in the SE special enrollment examination, but I make it a point because I should be able to hire them, for my own LLC. So most of the people we try to hire them as interns. Again, others, they get placed. Well,
So
so
that is when I realized that it is very important to know all these things also. Not just learning about taxes, how much credit you are going to give. Of course, that is the technical part.
right.
But when you're talking with the client, I think the first thing that you should understand is their topography, where they're living,
Not
what kind of climate or weather conditions they are there. You just can't
what time you are calling the client.
exactly. Sir. They would be at their most peak winters. You just can't talk to them, and for long hours, they're already shivering inside. They just don't
Oh,
want to.
now you are in office, you call a US client who is in EST, he'll start speaking in tongues. So, so he'll forget all his ethics, code of conduct, and all, and he'll start speaking in tongues.
Absolutely, sir, because that is where the conversion happens. So I realized that during the initial times when we were trying to bring in new clients, and it is how easily you're able to connect with them is what brings the business.
Hmm.
Uh, they're okay with all the suggestions that you have on taxes, the amount of taxes that you can help them save. it's all important, but when it comes to building the business and shaping, nurturing the client, it is all secondary. Primary is how you can connect with them, how you can talk to them, get to know about and understanding their requirement is the biggest challenge these days. They are not just, a lot of times when a tax return work comes,
Hmm.
it is not just preparing the taxes and giving it to them.
Hmm.
That anybody and everybody can do it. We have a lot of providers who are able to do it for them. But when you just look at their return and you feel, okay, if they have an electric vehicle, why can't we suggest them this credit? They may not know it.
Correct.
So that value addition plays a more important role. And when you provide that value add to them, they automatically start traveling with you on a long term basis. But to add that value, you are supposed to communicate to them properly. As you said, you just can't call on time and ask them what car you're driving. You need to build that rapport. You need to ensure you are on their time zone. You greet them well initially. You understand their requirement. Then slowly transition it to a little bit more of a personal conversation, and then you bring that business from them. So communication is really important today, and especially when it comes to enrolled agency course, I think we are primarily going to deal with people abroad. We are not going to deal with Indians here.
Yeah.
Even if it's going to be Indians, they are people who have settled.
Yeah, in the US. Yes, absolutely.
So they always want a kind of a communication setup which is there and not how it is treated in India.
Hmm.
So they value time primarily. You just can't take up the phone, talk for hours together. They want to have it short. You want to have clearly establish what you want to tell. They value time. They value professional advice. They value data security.
Yeah.
So these are all some things apart from that we need to understand to ensure that we build a successful career.
Absolutely. So, as you know, I have my other business also, iLead Tax LLC. So, I need to practice. So, every day I take a call, maximum. There'll be one call at least every day. So, this week I was talking to two clients. So, one was a couple who had a baby, like recently. Now, they were not aware of MAGA. Trump has introduced OBBA, One Big Beautiful Bill Act. So, there's something called as MAGA, Money Account for Growth and Advancement. So, it gives $1,000 credit for a newborn who is born between 2025 to 2028. So, they were so happy. And they're happy that a baby is born, but they were not aware of this. They were aware of child tax credit. So this is a new thing. So they felt happy. Then there was an elderly person who bought a EV kind of vehicle sometime in July or something. So sorry, home improvement items, something in July or something. So I told him, sir, you will get energy efficiency credit for this. 30% of cost, some heater or something he purchased. So that itself is $6,000. So 30% of that is 1,800. So not even 10% of the price that he paid for me, he got value for that. So he was very happy. Nanda, I'm very happy about this. So, ah,
Call is at 9 a.m. Tomorrow it is 10 a.m.
yeah.
You just can't call them.
I mean, I told you in the class, no, that 24 time zone map. Just keep that as one of the browsers. So before you are calling a client, just check the time zone. And now we all have smartphones. So put a
Correct.
world, you will be able to see that. Oh, that's
So
okay.
these small things is actually what is
Yeah.
helping you grow in the careers. Even in terms of people who want to join a corporate and work in the US tax department, obviously they will be put into places where they will have to handle client calls.
Mm.
So at that point of time, knowing around the US what is happening in the US, not in terms of political, in terms of the general things happening in the US, that way you will be able to have general conversations with them and then take into the technical aspects of it, which will help us also get the answers more better. They will be able to provide us with the answers that we are expecting them.
Mm. Now, as somebody who is a CA, CPA, and all, so when you were doing the iLead EA classes and all, so did you feel it is a recorded session? You're missing that live interaction and all. So, or
Actually, absolutely not, sir. Why? Because If the class was about for 3 hours, I think about an hour would be your practical insights on how the profession works, what kind of practical aspects you have encountered when you were into the profession. So there was not a single day where I felt that I was sitting apart at my home and learning.
Thank
I was almost like, it was like traveling along with you. So that was very much there. And you always used to have comical jokes in Hindi, Telugu, and all those things. So that way, we were ensured that we were traveling along with you. I never had that.
Internal thing is
Yes.
there. What's your say on iLead inspiration? Do professionals like you need such iLead inspiration the first 15 minutes, 20 minutes, what we talk?
So I would definitely suggest, because inspiration can come from anybody and everyone. So getting to know what people are doing can change a lot of lives of different people, because it may not be useful for everyone, but if it's going to change the life of at least one person, that is more than sufficient for us. So as I said, inspiration can come from a 2-year old kid as well as 65, 70-year-old people who have qualified too, because they have traveled across a path that we have not traveled. So any input from them, if we can try to take it and implement on our life or our business, I'm sure it is going to create a different value altogether.
Good, good. Now, I see that you didn't just work for firms, you built firms, not only in India, but also in USA and then Dubai. So what gave you the confidence to start early? How old are you, if we may know?
So I'm 28.
Oh, wow, that's amazing, yeah. Wonderful. 28 with a 2-year-old and
Yeah.
businesses in 3 countries. Awesome. God bless you. Yeah. So, what gave you that confidence to start early? What's your motivation?
So as I said, primarily from day one, I was more inclined towards entrepreneurship. I wanted to build something on my own. So when I qualified CA, I had two options in front of me. One was starting my own firm. Second one was I was also placed with a well-versed consulting firm. So on the end of the day, I gave it a thought about it, and I decided, even if I'm going to take up the job, after 5 years or 10 years down the line, what I wanted to do was have something on myself, want to start something on myself. So if that is the end goal, why not start it today? Was the starting point of my career. Ultimately, 5 years or 10 years down the line, if I wanted to have a setup or a practice of my own, why not I start that early today? If that will give me some leverage, I'm happy to do that. So that is the way I decided, okay, let me come into this consulting space right from day one. Second thing, in terms of family, my mom and dad were very supportive. They said, you can choose whatever you want. Ultimately, 5 years down the line, if you're not able to build a business, you still have the qualification. You can go still work somewhere. So the end result, if I, in terms of, if I have to be very pessimistic, still I have something, I have a qualification to get back. So that was the discussion that I had with my family, and they said, okay, you go ahead, try test the waters for about 5 years, and then you take the call.
Good.
And when I wanted to come into practice, as I said, from day one, it was never going to be a traditional practice. There are a lot of people who are there for traditional practice. I think they do much better job than what we do, and I want to ensure that we build something which adds more value to clients, which add more value to people, and it is supposed to. I am supposed to enjoy that process too. Only if I enjoy that process, I will be able to scale it up. And that's when I did a lot of research, and I was very fascinated towards the global taxation aspect. And when I was looking at the data also, lot of corporates were during that time having cross-border transactions, but slowly MSMEs, micro, small, and medium enterprises, also wanted to explore the import-export space. They also wanted to do orders from the from with the US companies, UK companies, Dubai companies. They, lot of software companies, smaller software companies, hardly say if they have 15, 20 people, they also wanted to enter the US market.
Mm.
They wanted to have their own LLC. They also wanted to source clients, because when they can portray that they're a US company or a UK company, getting clients is much more faster and adds a lot of confidence for them too.
Good.
So these kind of companies, they wanted to enter that. There were not many professionals or consultants who could support them. Most of the US tax aspect were whereas helping them set up entities, helping them structuring were all done by the big four firms. So a lot of medium-sized companies did not have the proper channel to approach to help them structure this out. So I think we should get into this space, and that is how I got into it. And over the period of time, it has always given I have reaped the benefit of it, reaping the benefit of it, in fact. And a lot of companies today are willing to explore overseas market, which is actually adding a value to them, which is helping, which where consultants like us are able to add more value to them. And if you are able to have both qualification on both the countries aspect, say India and US, and they also have presence in India and US, they don't have to depend on 2 3 people to take care of their compliance and
Yeah.
accounting requirements.
Yeah.
You just have to ensure that they give all the data to you and you take care of it. So today, a single point solution provider is what is helping a lot of companies to grow faster. As we say our clients, you do what you are best at, we will do what we are best at, so that both of us grow together. So that has been the motto, and it has helped us increase the number of client size too. And with the growing impact of cross-border relations, I think it is going to increase forever. And with a lot of the professional body support, government support, and trade body support, I think India is becoming a major hub for providing services to the globe. So this is going to increase forever. And with regard to US market, we are always going to have opportunities and demand in the long run.
Sure, sure. Tell us something about your firm. I mean, about your 3 companies.
So Financial Crest is the name of my company, which I started in Coimbatore. I, along with my co-founder, one Mr. Arvind, both of us started together. So initially, it was just two of us for about 1.5 years. We used to source clients, we used to do the work, we used to take printout, we used to log the office, we used to go ship the documents. So that is how it started. And today, we are about a team of 40 people, all put together.
Very nice.
So it has been a journey about 5.5 years now, sir, and this journey has always been happy, rewarding. It always had its ups and downs, but I enjoyed the process. As I said, I enjoy entrepreneurship. Because the high that you get when you face that success is something that I think no other thing can give you. So initially we started.
Padayappa.
But maybe you can't become as fast as one song in Padayappa, but it takes some.
Good, good. Nice.
So initially we started with Indian consulting work, and slowly we started to source US work. So how we did that again was we tried to tap in all the connections that we have abroad. Let's say our friends, a lot of our school friends, college friends, they went abroad for studies. They had to file their tax returns. They said our college provides H&R block. We will go ahead and file with them. I said don't file with them. I will file it for you. Even if it's free of cost for the friend, okay, at least I'm learning how to file.
Yeah,
And with your friends, even if you make a mistake, okay, you can somehow talk to them.
Hope they are not watching this.
So that is how we started. We tried to tap in all our friend circle, family circle, and primarily how the just opening up. So I think we felt it was a nascent stage and we could enter it at this moment so that we can grow along as the tax system grows there.
What are the key challenges you face, while setting up and managing firms across different geographies, different time zones? So, how do you?
So primarily, time zone, we ensure that as an entrepreneur, I think when you have two options in between you, if you're going to for employment or entrepreneur employment, it would say 6 days a week and 9 to 5. But as an entrepreneur, you may think you will enjoy a lot of time, but you end up working 365 days. so on a lighter note, that's the aspect of it. But when it comes to challenges, I think as an accounting or a tax professional, you should be ready to invest in technology. So that was a major mindset that every professional should have. Why? Because a lot of existing accounting professionals, they are still under manual process. They do not want to. They have not adopted servers, cloud technology. We have to ensure that we put in some efforts and understand how this works and spend a bit of amount for technology. That will definitely reap a lot of benefits in the longer run. And second thing is ensuring you set up a good team. Your vision is supposed to be clear with your team. When you're managing people, we have to ensure that we are just not service providers for the client. So that vision has to be communicated with your team. If not, ultimately there are a lot of providers to do the work, but how how you are going to differ from them, what kind of value add we are going to provide them, how we are going to ease out their burden is what is going to make a major difference. So that communication was very clear among our colleagues within the firm. And as I said, since we were not we were ready to take risk and we didn't want to restrict ourselves with the work that we knew, we should always be open up to learn new things. So I think when we initially I completed my EA course, we decided we will do only tax returns, but over a period of time there came a payroll requirement. So immediately we should ensure that we learn what payroll is. There, of course, iLead is also providing payroll certification courses. You learn what payroll is, you can tap that opportunity.
Yeah.
So that learning mentality should always be there, open with us, so that we keep gaining new clients, we keep winning new contracts, we keep getting new opportunities. And once that opportunity is served well, I think they are going to sustain with you over a period of long time.
Good. So, based on what you just said, so if you have to summarize three hiring qualities that you will look for when you're hiring a professional, let's say an EA from iLead only, most of our students are watching. So, what are those three top qualities?
So primarily communication. Any given day, I would give my top priority to communication. Uh, it doesn't matter even if you don't know English very fluently. If you are able to communicate what is there in your mind, that is more than sufficient. English can always be learned well over the period of time. When you start communicating with clients, you can definitely pick it up much better than what I am talking today. So communication on how you can communicate what is there in your mind. Second thing is willingness to learn. I don't bother if they have not studied for the last 3 years. But today, if there's going to be a requirement, if you can put in some efforts, get to know what that is what is required. That is what, because clients are not going to come you and ask for answers the very next minute. You can always tell them, we will check and get back. You have the time. But you should ensure that you get the right answers for them. So that requires some efforts, and you should have the open mindset to understand what that concept is. Second thing is willingness to learn, and third thing is the openness to adapt to newer technology.
Hmm.
Let's say I've initially trained only with Drake. As a tax software, I've learned only Drake. But tomorrow, if I have to operate in a different tax software, if I constrain myself only with Drake, I think I will miss out on that opportunity. Ultimately, what we have to understand, the 1040 or 1065 that we are filing is the same in Drake as well as UltraTax or whatever software that we use.
Yeah.
It is all about the layouts and the boxes that they have given in the software. So we should be willing to adapt to newer technologies so that we can enhance our professional qualification in the long run. So these are three things that I will stress upon. Sir.
Good. You are also a public speaker and educator. So, how have you conveyed this point, to the students? when you were lecturing them? Or
So I think when I was a student, I didn't realize this, but in initial from the school days, I was very interested in public speaking. I used to talk a lot of. I used to take up the MC role when it comes to any programs and take up the stage. So, but in the longer run, I realized those smaller things have shaped what I am today. So I try to emphasize that wherever you have an opportunity, let's say if somebody from your college, you have qualified enrolled agency course, and your college alma mater is asking you to come and talk to your students about it, please take up that opportunity immediately.
mm,
If anything that you postpone, it will definitely not help you shape up better. So every small thing that you can communicate, every small thing that you can do, or educate your students, I think it will come back to you 10x greater.
mm,
So everything that you learn, it is not just to keep it to yourself. It is to ensure that you give out your knowledge. As a professional, knowledge is our asset. So when we share that asset with others, we help a lot of people to grow like them, and that will definitely take us more further in life, sir. So I believe in this philosophy, and I ensure that whomever I meet in my colleagues or my college juniors, friends, I ensure that I tell them this, because that's the way we can shape up the next generation, the next set of people who want to grow up in life, and it will help them, and they are going to always be grateful to you.
true, true, good. I mean, every success story has some unseen, untold struggles. So, what were some tough phases in your journey, and how did you handle them? As a 25-year-old, before you could become a 5-year-old company, like somebody who is at 23 or something. Now you're at 28. So, what are were there any struggles, or it was okay, easy for you?
The struggles, in the sense, I would say, my the initial days getting that first US client was the biggest struggle that we had. So you had the qualification, you had the offers, you had the software, but there were no clients.
Mm.
So we were wondering if we will even get that very first client. So every single day, every single night, I used to think, if I had made a wrong decision by coming into this, would this even help me grow? What if I am not able to source any of the clients? And one thing, as a young person, what you will think is, you will always compare with your friends. You're not supposed to do that, but when you compare with your friend circle, they may be working in a very better position. They may be in a better position.
Mm.
So that there was a bit of a comparison, and it was always a bit of a worrying factor for me. But over the period of time, I think I learned that you just have to keep putting in your efforts, and one day it will pay off. So if you are into this profession, you want to gain clients, just market yourself. Just go tell, meet and meet everyone possible. Even if there's a 10 seconds possibility, just go meet them, tell what you're doing. You may not know where it will help you in the future. It may come 5 years or 10 years down the line. They may recollect and say, I think that person, I know somebody who works in the US tax domain, and I think I can connect you with them.
Yeah.
So that was one factor in the initial days that was really worrying me, but I would say it was all worth it today. So
Just good.
any worry that you have today, I think after 5 years, it will be a point of laughter when you look back at that
True,
point.
true, 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 true. Just be good in whatever you are doing. Always take ownership and strive for excellence. So I'm sure good results will always follow. So fortune favors the brave, they say, but I want to also say fortune
Absolutely.
favors the faithful. So be faithful in the little that God has bestowed you, that the team is getting work on. You are a job creator, you're feeding families. So I'm sure, God has made food for everybody on this planet. Just be good in your work. That's the only thing that I would say. Well, so I'll await
Absolutely.
questions, from the audience. Uh, so, people, you have been watching Mahesh, very close conversation with Mahesh. So, if you have any questions, I think he has covered it, from a lot of aspects. say all these courses, the 6 courses that we do here, EA, RTP, QBO, FPC, CPP, CPA, and all. What is that? How is that? Even if you ask ChatGPT, it will tell you. But what you become after that is what, something you're learning from people like Mahesh, and all the people, whom we are bringing into our channel. So, Mahesh, thank you once again for taking time to be with us today and for sharing your journey, so openly. So your story clearly shows that success is not accidental. It is definitely a result of clarity, discipline, global thinking, and the courage to act early. So you acted, in your 20s. People in 40s and 50s are still thinking if they should do. One of my oldest students is 82 years. So I told in the class also, he's a CA CPA from state of Georgia. The other day also, like AP Genco executive finance director. So I mean, when I see them, I feel humbled. At 61, he is getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning and then studying. So what is stopping you people, from completing that? At least fail, fail, like faithfully. You should be fully convinced that, bhai, I have given my full best and this is not happening with me. 2 or 3 attempts max, I think, that is enough. And it is not a examination like CA, it is not costly like CPA. So it is definitely, doable, my dear friends. So you're watching, Mahesh also from building strong fundamentals, as a CA to adding CPA and EA to creating firms across in India, USA, and Dubai. His journey has truly been inspiring for every student, watching today. So, on behalf of iLead Tax Academy, Mahesh, I want to wish you all the very best for everything you're building ahead. May the work of your hands continue to grow. May your influence, expand globally, and may you keep inspiring many more young professionals through your journey. So you're feeding families, creating careers. So in our faith, what it's said in Bible is, even if you give a glass of water to somebody in my name, you will not miss the reward for it. So you're not giving water, you're giving, food to more than one person, in your company. So I'm sure that sacrifice will definitely be honored. Just be good in whatever you're doing and continue to create employment. And I look forward to see you hiring also, people from iLead Tax Academy. And in case people have to apply for jobs in your company, how do they apply?
So first of all, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, sir. It has always been a pleasure to be associated with iLead, and you are creating a lot of youngsters, helping them shape their career. So hats off to you, sir. You've been a pivotal role, and I'm sure students from iLead are very successful today just because of the seed that you planted. So it is going to shape into a very big tree, and tomorrow iLead students will be there worldwide in the top of their career, and they will always remember you for what you have done for their lives, sir. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity and also being the best teacher ever possible to help us access the US market. And I'm sure a lot of students will come to this 3S program and will share their success stories and be an inspiration for the upcoming professionals too.
Definitely.
With regards to the job opportunities, we are always happy to welcome young talent, and they can visit our website www.financialcrestglobal.com and apply through the careers section, or they can also mail their resume at info@financialcrestglobal.com.
Okay. Info
We are
at
happy.
financialcrestglobal.com. Okay.
Yeah. I'm happy to connect with anyone. So if somebody requires personal help, always happy to mentor them and guide them on the right aspect of choosing what is right for them. So been doing that and I've helped a lot, spoken with a lot of iLead students too. So anytime I think Ravi sir, if there's a student in and around Tamil Nadu, he asks me and shares my number, and I try to talk to them and tell them what the EA course is about. So I will continue to do that and ensure that we are promoting this course and help a lot of youngsters build a career in accounting and tax space where still it is it is only 10% of the potential that we have achieved. There's a lot more demand and potential to achieve in the US tax domain. And all of you who are into EA, you are at the right time, at the right place, and you will definitely reach the pinnacle of your career very soon. So I wish all the students, all the enrolled people who are watching this video, wish you all success. iLead has students across the globe, across different time zones. So iLead will, as I said, iLead will definitely grow into a big tree tomorrow, and we will all be a part of their testimony and ensure that we are the future testaments for what iLead is doing today.
Thank you. Thank you. So grateful to you. We are very proud of you, Mahesh, and we look forward to celebrating many more milestones together. Thank you very much for
Thank
joining.
you so much, sir. Thank you. Wishing all of them a very happy new year, and I'm sure 2026 will be very successful to
Yeah,
all of them.
same to you. Same to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, so people, that was Mahesh. It was such a joy, to connect with Mahesh, and also, to all our students, watching this live. What you heard today is not, some cooked up story or some dialogues that we gave Mahesh, to speak. That's his experience, a 28 years old boy experience, coming from as a child of a textile industry owner, to becoming, CA, CPA, EA. I mean, choosing that is different, So it is a possibility, not just an exception. So if you are an iLead student, who has cleared all papers of your EA or built a career in US taxation or accounting, or started, like freelancing, or your own practice, or grown, professionally through EA or any of our courses, at your work or in your business, your story matters to me and to my team. So we'd love to feature you on this very platform, 3S Student Success Stories. Whenever, the schedule permits, we want to do it on a Saturday. So just reach out to me directly, or you can contact any of our iLead enrollment advisors also. So your journey can become, someone else's turning point. So success definitely grows, when it is shared. So thank you very much for joining us today, and I look forward, to celebrating, many more people in our show. Yeah. Thank you very much, and I wish you all a very, very happy New Year and Merry Christmas also. Take care, and I'll see you soon in the next another success story of our beloved student.